Summer break, or what's left of it anyway. A time for leisure, recreation, and taking her easy. Unless you're me. My name is Aaron, and the girl about to puke is Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls. You may be wondering what I'm doing still watching kids' cartoons at the age of 20. Rest assured, there's a perfectly good explanation for all of it. Cue the theme. Gravity Falls is one of my favorite cartoons, and over the years, I've recreated various scenes from the show out of Lego. That ends today. This video is the final Gravity Falls mock I'll be creating, and if you've read the title, you already know what we're tackling to commemorate it. The Mystery Shack. It's the most iconic piece of the show, but I've been avoiding it, honestly, because plenty of other great creators have already done it, but you guys begged and pleaded for almost 3 years now, so I'll suck up my fear and do my best to put my own unique spin on it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and any other interaction that's valuable to this platform. Yada 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 blah blah blah. To kick off the process, I'll stop playing with my previous mock and put it in the grave. It will be missed, but no time for mourning because the future is bright. We'll start by making the classic Mystery Shack sign with the iconic missing letter S. We're also going to put together various other signs to place around the building. We need minifigures to populate the shack too, and for the first time I'm going to be marking up a minifigure for the sake of art. I used a Sharpie to draw a small question mark on the torso, and we'll be using this for Zeus. Or Seuss? Seuss? I also grabbed my Grunkle Stan and Gideon minifigure, which I built for a previous mock. You can check it out in the iCard above. One of my favorite techniques that I've used lately is this one. I'll build small sections of greenery and rockwork and then connect them to the main build via Technic pins. I coined this way of building in my DuckTales mock, and the more I mess around with it, the more I love it. I still don't have a name for it, but I love how it adds more shape to the final product. We also need to build a vending machine and a cooler to fill up any dead space. Let's go ahead and start adding some tiles to the walls to give it some more texture. We're also going to add some wooden columns for support, 3 to build up an archway in front of the door, and then 2 in the back to add some extra detail, and I'm using a snot technique for all of it. One of the hardest parts of the build was the triangular window here in the reference material. As cool as Lego is, building a triangle shape isn't one of its strong suits. I managed to pull off something I think looks pretty good and added some translucent yellow plates to finish it off. I have these plates behind all the windows, though it's pretty hard to tell for most of the build. At this point in the video, you might be asking yourself, Aaron, that's my name, why is there no interior? Great question, dear viewer. I added a lot of sand green on the top of the build to represent the moss. Oh, okay, I'm kidding. The reason there's no interior is because the original plan for this mock was to make it the Shackatron, and you can see looking inside there's a lot of framework to make it more sturdy for this reason, but during the process I realized this build was far too heavy to be supported by the legs that I drafted up. So I trashed that idea and settled for the classic Mystery Shack, partially because school is about to start and I didn't want you guys to have to wait even longer for a new video. I do really like how this turned out, and since we just finished up the roof, let's go ahead and take a final look. When I approached this build, I knew I had to make it as good as possible, while also making sure it was unique to all the other iterations of the LEGO Mystery Shack. In my mind, the end result captures those goals really well. Some of my favorite parts are the 2 brick-built signs on the roof. Both are easy to read, and my brick-built manga covers definitely helped prepare me for this challenge. Speaking of the roof, I tiled the whole thing off with brown tiles and plates and sprinkled in some dark brown throughout it. Plus, the side walls are built with brown cylinders and they're placed at an angle to add even more texture. However, the number of parts that were broken during this process was unreal. Over on my Instagram, I memed that I'll buy the Chewbacca figure solely for brown parts, but the longer I build with bricks of that color, the less of a meme it is. As I mentioned earlier, I love this new way of building I've adopted. With the patches of greenery and rockwork, it looks so good when you take a full build into consideration, and you can be sure that you'll be seeing more of this technique again soon, and maybe I'll have a name by then. Over the years of building mocks for y'all, I've done my fair share of Gravity Falls creations. Gravity Falls is the kind of show I'll always yearn to be able to watch again for the first time. Learning the mysteries and watching the plot unfold was a special experience I got to share with my brother. If you haven't seen the show, please sacrifice some of the time you doom scroll on TikTok and give it a watch. And then come back to my channel. I've got a playlist where you can check out all of my builds capturing the town just west of Weird, and that'll be in the iCard above. But now that I've built the shack, I'm throwing in the towel and moving on to the next cartoon. And with that, see you in the next video.